Yes, then it has arrived, the Acoustic 3010i. It's a quite small package and I'm going to unbox it. But I'm not going to show you an unbox video because it's rather boring to see unbox videos, and I'm sure you can find other videos when I unbox this kind of speaker. But I unbox it now and I'll be back. Bye. Welcome to the Cinema Shed. So this is the Acoustic 3010i, which I've been living with for a couple of days. Bought this myself. Acoustics has nothing to do with this video. It's a bookshelf speaker and I have been listening to them in my main cinema. Look like this. And as you know, as you see, I'm a big fan of the Bowers and Wilkinson's speaker. So this is rather small when I put it in my cinema. But I'm thinking about put this speaker as a rear channel in my bedroom system. I have a cinema setup in my bedroom and I want to have some upgrades there, and I'm thinking about taking the Acoustics and build a smaller setup for a cinema. I hooked this up with a very powerful amplifier. I have the XDZ A400, I think it's called. It's a Class D amplifier, and its output is a 420 watts each channel. So this is a massive amount of power that I have been feeding these little boys with. And the rest of the speaker cables, I have some audio quests. So it's rather good equipment to test this speaker, what it really go for. And my goal with this review is to find out if this speaker is more than a rear channel speaker, because I think many will use the smallest Acoustic 30i in the back channel setup. But they are very small, rather small. You can put one soda can. So can you see about the size on them, and on the length? Yeah, a little more than a soda can. So they are very easy to place. And the best thing with Acoustic, I have owned Acoustics speakers before, and that is not so picky where you place them. You have to place them somewhere in the setup where they should be, but you can put them, they are unforgiving. So I hooked this up, and so like I said, I've been playing this for a while, and what is my impression? The first thing I can say is that I'm quite impressed. This is the smallest speaker in the 3000 series, and they are rather impressive. They are inexpensive. They cost about $250, like that. And what you get for $250 in this kind of speaker is quite actually amazing. They are rated about 65 Hertz, I think, in the bass, and up to 20,000 kilohertz in the trebles. And the soundstage with these speakers is quite impressive. They paint up a rather huge soundstage for this kind of speaker. I was mostly taken by how mature they sound in the soundstage. They are actually quite wide in the soundstage. The speakers also disappear in that soundstage. So for this kind of bookshelf speakers, that's quite impressive. So to summarize these little bad boys with pros and cons, you can say that the pros are its size and it's unforgiving. You can put it in a bookshelf, you can put it on a bench near your TV or anything else like that, and it will perform rather okay, I think. It also plays way above its price range. You definitely think it's a bigger speaker also than it is, even if you can compare it with like a floor standing Bowers and Wilkinson's. And also the soundstage. It has a very wide soundstage, and the speakers, like I said, they disappear in that soundstage, and that was one of the things I didn't expect. That soundstage was so big. It collapses a little when you stand up, but it's rather good soundstage. So that is the best with this speaker. Considerations of it is that it's a small speaker. It haven't have the deepest bass. You should definitely, if you have it set that it's in a smaller system, external subwoofer. I think it would have great. I have listened with this speaker with subwoofers also, and of course the subwoofer is something you really should have when you buy this speaker and have them in a setup. You don't have to buy a rather expensive subwoofer, but I think you should have a subwoofer. Also, one of the consideration is when the music is very dynamic, you have big bursts, you have many things happen at once. They seem to collapse a little. They can't handle massive dynamic outbursts in music or in cinema. Then they go back a little. So they don't go on indefinitely forever. They're holding back. There's a limit to the speaker, what it's capable of. But it's also, for a speaker for $250, it's quite impressive that they are going so far in the sound they can deliver. And I also think there's a better equipment you feed this little speaker with, desto better it's going to sound. And if you're going for a minimalistic setup and a more inexpensive cinema setup, of course you're not going to drive these speakers with 420 watts each channel. Probably you have a little less more power. But I think it's going to be okay. I think you're going to rather have some good amplification to them. They're also very revealing when you play music. If you have a bad recording or you have an older recording, you definitely hear it right away. It's a little bit flat sound. You don't get the deep bass. You don't have so much body in the speaker because the recording isn't at the purest when it's come to audio. But if you play high resolution audio, high resolution music, they sound stunning for this price and for this kind of size they are. So yes, I recommend Q-Acoustic. I always recommend Q-Acoustic in this size and for minor system. I haven't heard the big Q-Acoustic, their prestige line. I really hope I can do that sometimes, but the minor series and the 3000 series is a very good speaker, and it's very inexpensive, and I really recommend it. So that's my thoughts about the 3010i, and maybe I also buy a 3020i and compare. I don't know. Like I said, maybe I buy another pair of 3010i's and have one for the back system and one for the front system. Now I'm not really that sure like I was before I heard this speaker. So, bye for now. Thank you for watching. Bye.